Hello everyone and welcome to the Africa Tech Authors and Speakers Forum. And the aim is to educate and to enable young people in Africa to become better speakers, better editors, better writers, and to really take their wisdom and the experience that they have and put it out there. It's daunting for us to start speaking. And today, one of my best friends, Zenzele Ndlovu, I always joke with him and him with me, saying he is my brother from another mother. We have worked together a lot over the years with conferences. Zenzele, I think you were probably one of the first people ever to invite me to speak. So Zenzele is a very proficient organizer of tech events with his team. He's the founder of ML Africa and also the FinTech Summit Africa. Zenzele, all the way from Mauritius, my good friend, it's wonderful to see you. How are you? And maybe just kick off by saying a bit to the audience about yourself that I haven't covered already.
Thank you so much, Steyn. It's great to be on this platform with you. It's an honor. Thank you for the invite and the opportunity. I don't know where to start with regards to my, my background, but well, I have been in the media space for, more than a decade now, or probably close to 2 decades, giving out my age. I've been back in the day starting with the advertising space in magazines, etc. Then moved to the tech media side of things, I found myself organizing these conferences, talking about emerging technologies, AI, etc. Although with my studies, I've done a little bit of studies towards, the Chartered Financial Analyst Program, CFA, having a little bit of a finance background, I'll say. I'm actually driven by these emerging technologies, and of course, I'm very passionate about finance. So that's why you find that I do a lot of events within the financial services and the technology space, but also within the AI space. So yeah, maybe in a nutshell, Johan, without any order there. Maybe that's kind of like who I am.
Fantastic, Zenzele. So look, there's the annual AI Summit, there's the AI in Healthcare Summit, there's the FinTech Summit, there are others. But as a speaker who speak at many conferences, now I know you're not going to like hearing this. You and your team are doing an amazing job. I know behind the scenes when you arrange an event, there's a lot of stuff going wrong that no one else probably will know about. But I've spoken at some shocking events where 2 days before you still don't know the venue, you don't have the agenda yet. The speaker or the conference organizers never call you back. So you and your team are doing a great job. Just what is it that makes you guys so good? It's not perfect. It will never be perfect, but it's brilliant. What are some of the things that makes you guys such a good tech organizing group of people?
Thank you for the kind words. I don't know if we are good, but I think we are improving. I think in this space is it's a space where you always try to do your best. We adopt the helix of never-ending improvement. So we try to do our best in each and every conference that we do. But I think there's a process that we kind of like follow when we, for example, selecting speakers. We would expect them to, submit sort of an abstract and a topic about what they want to, discuss. But before that, we would have created kind of like a draft agenda that, addresses some of the topical issues or some of the most important, topics during that time. And we would expect the speaker to provide us with their bio, the topic, and they must indicate whether they want to be included in a panel discussion or something like that. So then we sit down and discuss the selection, based on the topics and our agenda, etc. Who is the best speaker to speak about a specific topic, and So, for example, you find that, let's say we talk about the topic on AI, and you find that 5, 6 speakers, they submit, an abstract that is about AI. Then we sit down and say, well, who is the best position to present on this topic? And then we do that selection process. Of course, we look at the experience. We look at whether the abstract is kind of like appealing to the audience. Because I mean, we need to look at the impact that we think is going to have, or the relevance of that topic, or the presentation that is going to be shared. So we try to have a very organized system that we follow, but also we believe in working together with other players, that refer us to the best speakers or provide us certain topics that we can address. So that helps us to to continuously remain relevant, and all that. But of course, as an organizer, you should be in the forefront of research. So you should always be abreast with what's happening in the market, what kind of technologies are out there. So you should not just start researching about AI, for example, when you want to do or to draft an agenda. You should continuously be researching. So in other words, when you are organizing an event, you should focus on an event that you're passionate about. But I have to do something that is very relevant, right? Something that I'm passionate about, something that drives me, and then I continuously do the research, and I know what's happening in the industry, and I can easily differentiate between a good topic and a not so good topic, when selecting speakers, for example. So yeah, maybe. I don't know if I answered your question, but yeah, that's what we're trying to do. So we believe also in collaboration, partnership with other players in the industry, but we also do a lot of research.
You've mentioned a number of things. Firstly, I think the team that arranges the event is like a project management team. There's so many moving parts, and you have to work together. You have to have a system. But then also, as an organizer, you need to know something about the topic, even if you're not an expert. And I often find this with conference organizers that I work with. They are conference organizers, but they know almost nothing about my topic. So I can give them a synopsis of anything. They will probably take it. So you need, and then you also, and I think we've done this before, you would reach out to me and others and say, what do you think about this synopsis as an AI person? So I think that's important. I want to ask you something that I know we're both very passionate about, Zenzele, and that's African females in the speaking circuit. I think you've told me this, others have told me this before, because I would say, come on guys, why are there not enough ladies on the program?
Yeah.
A lot of people have told me is that we reach out to these ladies because there are many brilliant, smart, good speakers out there who are African ladies, but they either don't reply or they just can't make it. And we understand many of them might be single mothers, work pressure, etc. But even with this forum, I've reached out to so many amazing women that I've worked with over the years. Almost none of them have replied. So what can we do in the conference circuit to encourage more, especially African young ladies or African ladies, to be part of this event? Firstly, is the premise of my thing correct, that we struggle to get ladies onto the conferences?
Yes, you are correct, Steyn. Yes, we struggle to get a significant representation, or adequate representation of ladies in this fintech or AI space, or in the tech space. I think it's a reflection, Jay, of the corporate structures that we have. I think at corporate level, there are not so many women in senior management or executive level. So then it becomes, very difficult, because the pool is not so large. It's not that we don't get disappointed by men too. when we invite them. We approach them, some disappoint us, but because the pool is large, we can easily replace them. But the pool for women speakers not that large, so it becomes very, very difficult. But what we're seeing is that there are a lot of women now pursuing STEM subjects, and probably the technical level. So many women that are involved in the tech space, and I think maybe going forward, I think it's going to be better. And of course, I mean, traditionally, women have not been that involved in the corporate space, so it's still kind of like a new phenomenon. But I think we're getting there. With regards to that transformation. From our end, we always try our best to ensure that each and every conference there's a significant number of speakers who are females. So I remember at one point, I think that was during COVID, I posted a panel of men only. And I received a call from a friend of mine. He said, "Zenzele, how dare you do this in this day and age? Publish a panel of men only." And I think that was a rude awakening for me. And since that day, I mean, we always try to ensure that we never have a panel that doesn't have women in it. So there must be a woman. Whether if we struggle, then we should have two, in a panel of 5. We should always have women in the panel discussions that we have. Yes, also we balance even with keynotes to have women as well. But I think it's the onus is on all of us, right? To encourage each other and women to also participate in this space. It's not just for men, but women should also be part of it. So yeah, I think all of us, the practitioners in this space, technology leaders, should play a role in helping women to rise into higher levels in the corporates, but also to participate in these discussions.
And I know your heart is in such a good place, Zenzele, because the point is not about having women for the sake of women or people of color or whatever. It is that we need as diverse a view on these things as possible. And that's why I think, to your point, as long as we're just constantly aware of this, whenever we plan our events, let's make sure that it is just, because sometimes we have events and afterwards we go, oh shucks, we didn't really invite any women. You guys luckily don't do it. I think a lot of them do so. What I want to ask you, and we've got about 5 minutes left, Zenzele, if a young aspiring speaker wants to approach a conference organizer like you, how do they go about? Because the challenge, as you know, is they're not really known. They don't necessarily even have profile pictures or a proper profile they can send you. They might not have spoken much before at conferences. They don't have any videos on YouTube, so they have very little. Now, over the years, I've worked on those things, so now it's easier for me to show credibility when I apply to speak. But what if that young person, if he or she contacts you, and you can see maybe from their LinkedIn that they know what they're talking about, they may be a great data scientist or whatever. What are the mistakes they make, and also how can we help them to get onto the conference, even if it is a so-called fireside chat or like a TED Talk, 15 minutes? What is your advice to that young person burning to speak at your next conference?
Yeah, that's a very difficult one. But I think Johan, it's all about learning. You should learn. So as an upcoming speaker, learn from others. Engage with other seasoned speakers. Learn from their experience. attend the conferences and learn how they do things. But I mean, to approach the organizer, you just prepare a topic. If you have got a specific topic that you believe you can deliver on it, you have got something to share. I mean, just approach us. We always try to accommodate young and upcoming speakers. Of course, we have to balance between the experienced leaders, and researchers in the space, but also upcoming speakers who could be practitioners or could be researchers as well. So we always try to accommodate those. But I think if you can, as an upcoming speaker, just record something, even a presentation on your own, or a Zoom or anything, and create maybe sort of a YouTube channel. It could be a few recordings, and share that. Well, you have presented before, because we look at that and say, okay, where have you presented? So we check those things. But even though you may not have presented anywhere, to be honest, if you have got a compelling topic or abstract that you are presenting us, we definitely will look into it. And you never know, you might get that opportunity. So it's all about knocking on those doors, and eventually we'll open for you. I think we have given a number of young people opportunity in our space, in our conferences. So you have to learn, keep on learning. And if you want to be a speaker, listen to podcasts about speaking, read books. Johan, you published your book 2 years back about speaking. I also listened to a number of podcasts myself about speaking. Matt Abrams runs a podcast, Think Fast and Talk. He says Think Fast and Talk Smart. Very beautiful podcast. I listened to that. And as a young upcoming speaker, you can always listen to those kind of podcasts and stuff like that. And then you then become confident to say, well, I can approach these guys with an abstract, and even provide us with some presentation somewhere that you did, maybe I don't know, a workshop or work or whatever. But even without that, we can always assist you. So it's all about a relevant topic, because right now, when you look at emerging technologies, it is the young people that in the forefront. The startups are the ones that are coming up with all these innovations, and these startups are run by young people. So they have got a lot to share. It's all about knocking on those doors and showing your face, and then we will give you that opportunity.
There's so much that I agree with, Zenzele. Firstly, you have to put yourself out there. If you get that first conference gig, the others will follow. People sitting there will say,
absolutely,
come and speak. But it's your responsibility. Educate yourself. Watch the videos. Learn about body language, how to hold a microphone, etc. I'm going to put the links on the post, Zenzele, so you don't have to have the exact details. But as we conclude, some exciting events coming up this year. Even if you don't have the dates and everything in front of you, but we've got the AI Summit, we've got the FinTech Summit, we've got the healthcare and others maybe, even if some of them are still in progress. But what are some of the things that you look forward to this year?
Thank you, Johan. Indeed, our FinTech Summit Africa is one of our biggest events, happening later in the year in June. And of course, we're focusing on financial inclusion, very important. Discussion, especially in our environment, where we've got a lot of underserved, population. And then we have got AI, generative AI. We're going to tackle those. Now DeepSeek, ChatGPT, Copilot, all of them. There's that high confusion in the market. that's our role as organizers, to bring together leaders to sit down and dispel some of the fears and confusion, and of course to help everyone or every leader to have that guided approach in understanding these technologies and implementing them. So we're going to have that FinTech Summit. We've got our AI conference, happening towards the end of March. Then we've got our AI in Healthcare Summit. So we're going to look at AI within the healthcare space, because we believe that going forward, vertical AI is going to be very important. So those events that focuses on specific sector within the AI are going to do exceptionally well. Because leaders now, they want to understand the relevance of this AI in their sector or in their industry, and also in their company, not just on a generic level. So AI in healthcare is going to be one important event that we're going to have towards the end of the year. So yeah, we've got a lot lined up. We have also partnered with the Startup World Cup, organized by Pegasus Tech Ventures based in Silicon Valley. So we're going to do our regional competition in Johannesburg. So we invite startups to come and pitch their solutions to potential investors, and network with leaders as well. And hopefully, we get a winner that is going to represent us in Silicon Valley and potentially win $1 million in investment. So yeah, so we've got exciting stuff lined up.
Watch this space. I'm going to add your LinkedIn detail. Please follow Zenzele and his team. I look forward to collaborating with you this year, my friend. Thanks for all the wisdom. I think there's a lot that people can take from this. I wish you well for the future, for your family as well. I know there are some exciting things happening there, and also for all your business initiatives. Zenzele Ndlovu, my good friend, thank you so much, and take care.
Thank you so much, Johan. I really appreciate this.